Howdy, and welcome to the activity portion of the MicroWorlds module. This is called Exploring MicroWorlds EX. MicroWorlds EX is a commercial version, a commercial product of Logo. Logo is the programming language created by Seymour Papert in the late 1960s that was what he called a math world, where mathematics was the language that was spoken in order to accomplish the things you wanted to accomplish. And through the process of creating and inventing and imagining and problem solving and communicating, you would actually learn the language of mathematics. So MicroWorlds EX is what we're going to use today to explore Logo. What you need to get started on this activity is you should have already downloaded and installed on your computer the MicroWorlds EX demo software. You'll also need some kind of timer, kitchen timer, a timer app on your phone, something that will ring or make noise to alert you when your time is up. The way we're going to use that is that in a particular activity or a round, you'll have a goal, and I'll tell you to work at it for 4 minutes. And I want you to keep working at it, and you might get frustrated, and it might not go the way you want it to, and you try something else, and then you do some problem solving, and you just keep persisting for 4 minutes. When the 4 minutes are up, if you're still frustrated and you haven't accomplished what you wanted to, stop. Contact me, we'll figure it out. If when the 4 minutes are up, you have accomplished all the goals, you can stop. If you accomplish the goals before the 4 minutes are up, you can stop, or you can keep going. If with the 4 minutes are up and you haven't accomplished all the goals, but you feel confident that you will, and you just want to keep going and get it done, go for it. So the timer is really just there to make sure that you persist long enough to say, yeah, I really worked at it, but not that you spend too much time in frustration. Excuse me. You also need to know how to take screenshots on your particular computer and then be able to find them and save them. This demo version of MicroWorlds EX does not allow you to save or print, so we will use screenshots as our way of capturing what you have accomplished. And the fourth thing that you need is a willingness to try something new and to allow yourself to just tinker and play. So we're going to start by opening MicroWorlds EX. It starts with this blue logo, and then it's going to take a while, and a yellow square is going to come up next on the screen. I promise, a yellow square will come up on the screen. It just takes a while for it to load. There it is. So you can see that you can look at samples, you can look at tutorials, you can create an open project, but we're going to work in free mode. So you will click the free mode button, and this is what you'll see. Now what I recommend you do is just watch and then try it on your own. Or you can watch and pause and try it on your own and then come back and play some more. So for right now, don't try anything. I want to set the stage, and that is the perfect wording. Gary Stager, a colleague of Seymour's, I actually believe that Gary was a graduate student with Seymour at MIT and then later went on to do amazing things in the world of technology and education. And Gary says when you're looking at MicroWorlds, think of it as the theater. So this part, center stage, is the stage. This is where all the action is going to happen in the production that you're going to be making. So here's the stage. This white area below is where the seats would be, looking at the stage, watching all the action. In the theater, when there are rehearsals, the director typically sits out here in the seats and gives directions. And you might be going over your lines, you might be blocking your staging, you do things multiple times until you get just the way you like it. So think of this area where the seats would be as sort of the command center, where the director is going to give the commands. When you open your version, you will probably see these words in this little window pane, and we don't need that right now, so you can just slide it out of the way. The third main area that we're going to look at is this white rectangle on the right-hand side. This is the behind the scenes area. So in a good theater production, behind the scenes, you might have the orchestra. That would include the composer who's writing the music. We would have the screenwriter or the authors who wrote the play, the costume designers, the costumes themselves, the props, the actors waiting to go on stage. There's a lot of action behind the scenes. And this area of your screen is the behind the scenes area. So we want some action on our stage, and to do that you need a turtle. If you remember the turtle shape, the turtle robot, the robot that was shaped like a turtle on the front cover of Seymour's book Mindstorms. We're taking that analogy all the way, and this will be a digital turtle. To get a turtle on the screen, you click on the icon that's supposed to look like a turtle being hatched from an egg. Notice that it turned gray. That's the active icon. Create a turtle. And when I move my cursor into the stage area, it turns into a pointer or a pointing finger. And wherever I click on the stage, that's where a turtle is going to show up. So that's how you get your turtle on the screen. If you remember the robot turtle, it drew as it went. It had a pin inside of it, and so wherever it moved, it left a line. The pin can be either up or down. The default setting is that the turtle has its pin up. So the first thing you'll want to do is click down in the command center area where you as the director are going to give the directions, and the first direction will be pin down. Type PD for pin down and press the return key. Now you won't see any action on this one, but that pin is down now, and it wasn't down before, and you'll just have to trust on that one. And then you'll type your commands down here, and you'll watch the action on the stage, and that's all we're going to do in the first round. So let me tell you exactly what I want you to do in that first round. So when you worked with the turtle in your class, you worked with a human turtle, and that human turtle had a certain size step that was in their mind that they consistently used as you told them whether to go forward or back. And when you told them how many steps, those steps are always the same size. When you wanted them to pivot to the right or to the left, there was a certain size turn that turtle would turn, and you would tell them how many turns to make. So this turtle on the screen knows the same 4 commands: left, right, back, forward. You'll type those words down in the command center, then put a space after the word that you typed, and then a number, 1, 2, 3, how many digits you want, and then you'll push the return key or the enter key, and then action will happen on the stage. Hopefully you'll see the action. You might have to look closely. Sometimes it's so fast you hardly see it. So those are the 4 commands that the turtle knows. Your goals in this first round are to just draw stuff, just mess around and try to figure out how big this turtle's steps are. So you know how big the human turtle step was. How big is a turtle step in MicroWorlds? Also, another goal is to figure out how big a turtle turn is. The main goal, make a mess. Don't draw anything recognizable. If you get something that accidentally looks like a geometric shape or an object in nature, then just draw lines on top of it so that it doesn't look recognizable anymore. And the 4th goal is to make at least 1 typing mistake. Either accidentally or on purpose, make a typing mistake. Now I'm going to put those 2 pieces of information on this screen. the commands that the turtle knows, and your goals in round 1. So those should be the last thing you see on the screen. And I want you to pause the video and set the timer for 4 minutes and go off and have some fun. That's round 1. Welcome back. I hope you had some fun. I hope you have a good idea in your own mind now how big a turtle step is and the turtle turn. How's your mess? Is it good and messy? Did you make a typing mistake? So I didn't spend 4 minutes, so I just have a little bit of a mess. I did make a typing mistake there at the end. And I picked seemingly random numbers, and there's a good pedagogical reason why I did that. When young children are playing with this, they pick numbers at random. And quite frankly, they like to look like they're typing fast. And so if you type 33, you can look like you're typing really fast because you don't have to move your fingers. Or if you type 1, 2, 3, you look like you're typing really fast because you can move multiple fingers, and it's just all very exciting. And it turns out that those can be some pretty cool numbers. But so that's what I chose, was just some pretty random numbers, kid-like random numbers. 55, 66, 77, 88, 234, 123. I'm wondering if when you first started, you didn't even see it move at all, and you thought, it's not moving, it didn't work. Forward 1, forward 2. And so quickly you figured out, or maybe not so quickly, that these turtle steps are very tiny. And in fact, they're 1 pixel long. And then the turns to the right and to the left, I'm not going to say how big those are. For people who've not had geometry will become so crystal clear to them when they come to that class because of their logo experience. If you've already had geometry, you may figure out some numbers and you lose the thrill and the power that comes from learning by discovery. And I apologize that you didn't get to have logo earlier in your life before you had geometry. So that's the end of round 1. Do not erase anything on your screen. Instead, just stop this video, or it will stop itself, and then you're going to start the next video that will take us into rounds 2 and round 3 of the Exploring MicroWorlds experience.